Welcome everybody to Dueling Aces for the final Monday of 2021. With me tonight, of course, Stansman Zolt, Adam, and Bruiser.
Sorry, I was doing my best Lee Corso impersonation.
Yep, I seen it. I seen it.
Before we get started, this is the best and worst present I've ever gotten my kid for Christmas.
What is it?
It is
Nerf
a
gun
Nerf.
shotgun?
It is a Nerf pump action shotgun
Oh,
that he took upstairs this morning to wake up his sister with
yeah.
by shooting her in the ass.
That brotherly love.
He torments the hell out of her.
Didn't we all do that to our sisters, though?
Listen, man, I've told him he needs to make friends with her because he's going on 9 and she's 16, and that means when he's of legal age, she's going to have hot older friends. You need to make
Well
your sister your wingman.
These are things you don't think about till you're older.
Correct, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yesterday was fun in the NFL.
You think?
I was happy with my picks for the week.
I don't even know how many I ended up with.
Well, I can't say the same for myself.
I'm pretty sure I was above 50%. I'm happy with that.
Right?
I know I got more than 5.
Yeah, well, well, the Bears upsetting a certain team, that helped me out. So I'm definitely grateful on that one. Nailing off, the rest of the afternoon and evening, thank goodness, kind of saved my number. Because I was sitting at 5 before the afternoon games, and it was ugly.
Tell you what, that Colts Indy game on Christmas, or the Indy Arizona game, I sat there. I was watching it because by that point, we had some friends over. We were kind of like the land of misfit toys for Christmas dinner this year. Some friends who didn't have anywhere to go came over. We grilled steaks and shrimp for dinner and made loaded mashed potatoes, sat around with a fire and shit, drank beer. But we were watching that game, and I was sitting there watching it, and I'm going, I've told all those guys all season, don't sleep on Indy. Don't sleep on Indy. And they came in and made Arizona look pedestrian.
I think the Colts are kind of that team right now that I don't know. Nobody really wants to play.
They're like Buffalo 2 years ago. When Buffalo got hot late in the season and then ran through the rest of the AFC East on the way to the first time in a couple of years they had made the playoffs.
And how disgusting is it that fucking Joey Burrow has over 900 yards passing in 2 games against the goddamn Ravens this year? That is fucking unreal.
I mean, if Akers had kept that pick that I had made for him, he'd have a standard, pretty good backup QB on his fantasy team. Because I believe I even said something about Burrow at the beginning of the year. Like, watch this kid. He's going to have his ups and downs, but he's going to be pretty good. I guess I just don't know football, guys.
Well, I guess we'll find out next year when you get to play each other twice a year.
Yeah, we do.
Right?
Listen, I finished with a better record than he did in my fantasy league. I believe I should draft before him. I don't know how y'all do draft order, but
Cards usually, depending on the way some order goes or something.
Right.
No, don't worry. Bryce will let you know what you're picking. It's all good.
Actually, yeah, I was going to say,
that was my fault.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting.
And don't try to tip Bryce a 20 to help you out because it actually makes it worse, and you go further in the.
Yeah, there's really only one rule for the draft order, and that's that I have to pick next to George.
Oh, I don't think so.
Every year.
I'm going to make Bryce redraw if that crap happens, I swear.
Redraw. Well, hell, at the rate I'm going, I might be Zolt in the Dueling Aces League because, fuck, I can't do. I'm at the point where I think I'm going for the first pick.
I'm currently getting threatened with a paper towel holder because I forgot to refill it.
Well, after the afternoon games have popped through there, it looks like 9, 10, 10, 10, 10, 9, 8, 10, 5, 10.
You got 2. You're missing one of mine. I got 11.
Wow, I thought I took the Bears. That's cool.
Unless I wrote it down. 49ers, Packers, Colts.
9.
Where's the Buccaneers game?
I apologize. You do have 11. My bad. I didn't do the slide over for the afternoons. Yeah. So yeah.
I'm still disappointed in that Thursday night game because that was a damn good game. I thought San Francisco had it, and then Tennessee came back.
I told you it's because I picked the 49ers. I said
that was exactly it. That was exactly it. I was happy with my 49ers pick, and then you sent your picks, and I'm like, well, damn.
I didn't even pay attention to that. Had I known that, I'd have switched too.
Remember, I picked almost after all you guys sent in your picks. And I was going through mine at the time, just totally separate. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, we all know for a fact we took a hard L with the fucking Chargers getting waxed by the Texans. Nobody saw that shit coming.
Nope.
I tell you what, I've learned that whatever game the 49ers are in, I just pick what George doesn't pick. And it usually works out in my favor.
So when it comes to the 49ers, George is...
I've been picking against the 49ers, and they won every single time I picked against them.
I was going to message you Thursday night, like, are you wearing a fucking 49ers jersey?
Nope. I was actually coaching. Do we have practice? Yeah. We have basketball practice Thursday? No, we didn't have basketball practice Thursday night.
I mean, can we talk about that ridiculous catch in the Seahawks game, though, for the two-pointer?
There's
a lot of ridiculous catches.
That was the sickest catch I've seen in a long time.
The fact that he got foot down, other foot down, knee down, inbounds,
that was impressive.
Maintained possession.
One-hander. Sick. Yeah.
I mean, even in the Bengals-Ravens games, there were a couple of amazing catches.
Higgins was one of them.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad I had him in fantasy this week because he got me a hella point.
Didn't he used to be on the Browns, or is that a different Higgins?
You're thinking of Rashard.
Rashard Higgins.
But the thing is I'm so pissed because fucking Brady had such a bad game, and it was between Brady and Allen. And if I'd have started Allen, I'd have been probably I would have won by 2 to go to the championship.
I missed, so I thought I had my lineup set, and I missed Dalvin Cook, and he was still in there.
Brutal.
But I didn't end up needing it because I left Joe Burrow in.
Nice.
Because I wasn't going to start Kyler Murray against the Colts defense. So I left Joe Burrow in. And Joe Burrow got me 167 points all on his own. And I still have another guy going tonight, Gesicki for the Dolphins.
Well, I know you saw it in the chat where I said it's pretty fucking bad when Joe Burrow beats your whole fucking team that I had this week. I just deserved the first pick for that reason.
It's been a wild season. I mean,
Yep.
the Browns are still in the playoff hunt. They can still make it. They can still win the division.
Which is bananas.
Wait, isn't it true if they win the division, they also host a playoff game?
Yes.
Yes.
How fucking weird is that shit? So you can make a Buffalo or somebody come here and they have a better record than you?
I mean, Seattle did it a few years ago. Green Bay had to travel out there.
True.
Yep.
Seattle won the division, I think, at 7-9 or 8-8. It was one of the first. It was one of the first years that Carroll was the head coach out there.
Uh-oh. Mr. Bennett, how you doing there, sir?
There he is.
Oh,
No, I don't know what it is with that motherfucker. It don't matter what quarterback I start. He's got some sort of quarterback voodoo on fucking Brady and Allen. Because when I started Allen, Brady went off. I started Brady, Allen. So it's the complete opposite.
I don't care about football. There's a Bubba in the screen, and I'm in. I miss my babies being that little.
What's up, Jason?
Yep.
Jason.
He needed daddy for a minute.
Hey.
How'd little man do at Christmas this year?
Not bad. Not bad. He actually was opening some presents on his own, sort of. Mainly so he could stuff the wrapping paper in his mouth, but whatever.
Hey,
Right.
How old is he, Zolt?
He is 8 months.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Get close to walking time.
There is a baby on the screen. Would you like to see the baby on the screen?
You're going to have like 5 people come running into the room.
Yeah, I know.
Right? We have baby.
Hello.
We have baby. We have
Okay,
baby
there's
stats.
people on the screen.
We have the stats baby.
Yeah.
Now we just need Adams to run in naked and then run back out.
Stand up for a minute. Stand up. She made sure she put clothes on today.
Oh my gosh.
Just got out of the bathroom. She goes, I'm going to go upstairs. She just had a blanket around her. I said, absolutely not. Put on some damn clothes.
What you're saying is you had this conversation earlier.
Right?
Yeah. You were prepared today.
Mine are at the age of that if they run around naked and the wrong person shows up, that could be a decent exposure.
Yeah. Gotta watch that.
Could be very
Christmas at least.
What's that?
Everybody have a decent Christmas, get what they wanted?
Yeah. I showed you what I got, and it worked perfectly.
I guess, I'm not trying to say that I'm ungrateful, but I wanted a lot more Michigan shit. But I think because it's online, I did get this thing, like I was telling George. This is pretty cool. And then I got the flag, obviously, which is now flying high and proud outside. I got the flagpole this morning, put it up.
Right.
But it wasn't bad. I mean, it doesn't have the same feel for me like it used to now that like all the grandparents are gone, and I know it's more for the kids anyhow. So,
I got a Venom head Lego for Christmas, which I sat here yesterday and put together for about 3 hours.
That's very relaxing.
It is.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's kind of the weird thing is as a kid, you were hurry up and anxious about building it. Now I build stuff even like the space station here, and it's like I take my time and just, chill and, enjoy the process,
One of my projects this week is to go to Home Depot and buy PVC to make a small goal for Thomas in the basement. Nice. And then get the plastic things that you put underneath office chairs so that he can slide on them in his pads and socks.
Oh.
And work on getting down and up. And then the other project is to go dig my AT-AT out of the upstairs, pull it out of the plastic bag, and then go through his Lego bins and put it back together.
Well, on a side note, how they always say the bad shit happens at Christmas or around holidays too. So I go shopping today, got a new coat for work. I needed a new winter coat to keep me warm, and got a couple pairs of jeans, went to Rural King. And I don't know if it happened at Rural King or when I went to get the table or the desk I bought today, I happened to come out and I noticed there's a screw in my tire. I'm like, okay. I called my buddies, at I-90 to see if they can do it, and I sent them a picture. So I took it to Abraham, and it was literally 1 inch too far to the left to the sidewall, so they couldn't replace it. I had to buy a brand new tire.
That sucks.
$218.
Oh.
Hey, there she is.
You are supposed to be in quarantine, sir. Get back in there.
Yeah, I'm in the car. I do heavy.
Nate Child
That's what you sound like.
hang on. I'll be back. Because
Oh
I had
my
a chance.
god.
I actually had a chance to go down to Miami for the game, but flights are freaking outrageous and they're constantly getting canceled, so I didn't want to take that chance. I found one flight for 61 to go down, but the return flight was 388.
Did you check Akron Canton?
Nothing, and everything that was at Akron Canton didn't get into Friday night at 8. The game starts at 7:30.
Did you check Pittsburgh?
Mm-mm.
Or Detroit?
At this point, it's just too late now. Plus, there were so many flights getting canceled that I didn't want to take that risk and buy it and then get canceled.
That's fair.
Hey, Adam, look at it this way, man. You got to the important one, and that was the Big Ten.
Yeah, the Indy first one ever.
Right. You got to go to Indy.
Hey, I wouldn't mind going to Indy to see him hoist another trophy.
Hey, I just say we
remember you'd have to make it past Miami too, and
you could come over here New Year's. We're doing a polar plunge off the dock into the lake for midnight.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You're gonna be in your Speedo?
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say that lake's probably actually not that cold right now.
It's about 41 degrees.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would imagine it's still kind of warm, especially with the warm weather we've weirdly been having.
Well, there's two natural springs that feed that lake, so it's always cold. If you're out floating in it and you get out about the middle of the lake, you'll feel one come right up underneath your undercarriage, and it's a bit startling.
Nice. Well,
I do have some NASCAR nerds.
Very busy guy because there were a slew of injuries and COVID reports and everything else. And I'm like, Mr. Zolt, what's the latest and greatest on anybody and everybody?
I have no idea. Everybody's out. Everybody. They're all gone.
Yeah.
We have Zolt off injured reserve back with us live tonight.
It just wasn't the same without you last week.
Yeah, it's a bit startling last week.
I appreciate it. Sorry. Under the weather, I couldn't quite manage it. So, but I'm back, full strength, ready to go.
Did you have your yearly man flu?
No, I mean it was much worse than that.
Well, I mean it always is. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die as soon as I get off of here. So.
No, you just know when you got that day, it's like, hey, you just can't make it on. You can't make it on. You know, been there, done that. Well, as I say, we've been close to there.
I do have a little bit of NASCAR news.
Yeah.
Yeah. Martha Earnhardt, affectionately known as Mama Earnhardt, Dale Jr.'s grandmother, passed away Christmas night.
Oh.
And it's especially shitty because Dale's uncle Danny passed away about a week before that.
And then don't forget about Bob Keselowski.
And Bob Keselowski died last week. And then there was another gentleman out of North Carolina who was pretty much, I believe his last name was Overton. He was a radio host down in the Charlotte area for forever. Mm-hmm. Had been with the sport since its inception. Died today.
Wow. That's a lot of folks.
NASCAR, when they don't do it in threes, they do it in like groups.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing with Martha though is, I mean, she was old.
91, wasn't she?
Yeah. So, I mean, the life that she led, you got pictures of her in essentially a poodle skirt driving an old Lincoln, hauling an old Lincoln to the track for Ralph. She used to drive the car while Ralph slept to races, so that Ralph could be in good condition when they raced.
My, how the times have changed.
Right? I mean, as of yesterday, we were only 55 days away from the Daytona 500.
This new car is going to be interesting to see how it's going to be, too.
We're less than... Dear...
Okay, hang on. Yeah, Sean, he's joining us through a spirit box.
Oh, great and powerful Oz, what do you have to share with us?
We got to have a Ouija board.
Hey, Taylor, I don't want to hear about your fantasy team. Look at this scoreboard. Score 1,700 points, lose to get bumped out of the playoff.
And God, were you feeling it at halftime of that game, too?
That's because you run a fucked up scoring system and have to drink.
This is where it gets. This is fantastic. This is where it's like the best, scenario you could ever have. Is you just want to go balls to the walls, have your guys go completely off the rails, and just throw it all out there and let the best team come out on top. And that's exactly what the hell this happened last night.
Yeah, and straight up, I mean, I threw that message to you, George. It's like, no matter what, one of us was going to score 1,700 points and lose, and that just sucks.
Yeah, I mean, because the rest of the league was in squat. I mean, it was bad. 1,100 and barely 1,000 between the other two.
Yeah, God, who are those losers?
These guys, it's like, come on, score some damn points. It's the playoffs, man. Come on.
Which league is this one?
This is the Michigan.
MI Aces. Yeah.
The MI Aces.
I didn't even score 1,000.
Touchdown Dolphins.
I mentioned it to George. It's like, and obviously we got championship week to go, and I totally get that. But at the same time, it's like last year I had the belt on the wall behind me. Not only did I lose that belt, I lost it to Akers. I lost the championship belt to Akers. And I compared it to Stephen Hawking handing a Nobel Prize to Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, that's not far off.
It's a great analogy. I love it.
And then I said, you know what? Insert your Michael Jordan, and I took that personal meme right here.
Here's the thing. People wanted to nominate Akers to be the stat guy when Zolt was out.
I'm back.
No.
And
no, hell no.
I don't. That's like letting Alex Jones write national policy.
It's like adding Adam Sandler hosting Jeopardy. Not a good idea.
Well, I don't know about that because Adam Sandler is actually fairly intelligent. He's just an asshole.
Like I said.
I think we can all agree that the one and only Jeopardy host should be LeVar Burton.
I do agree with that. I don't know what in the hell they were thinking not giving it to him.
They got to incorporate the Reading Rainbow theme into that somehow, though.
That would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
Well, interesting. I saw a quote from LeVar after Well, I mean, he had said he's like going into that after having talked to the people at the show before he even did anything. He knew he wasn't going to get it. It didn't matter what he did. He knew he wasn't going to get it.
Which sucks because he was amazing.
Yep. And they gave him Trivia Pursuit though. Kel was just watching Rachel Ray, and he was being interviewed by her, and he's got the new game show Trivia Pursuit that's coming up.
I mean, that's fine, but I think we can all agree that LeVar Burton was the man for that. And to go off of your Reading Rainbow thing, there was at one point when Trebek was still alive, I want to say it wasn't Double Jeopardy. It might have been the first round. They did have a whole
Reading Rainbow thing.
They had a whole category about Reading Rainbow where LeVar Burton read all of the questions.
That's awesome.
All right, so you wanted to open up this Pandora's box, and
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Is it like the one I tried to open last week that didn't go anywhere?
No. Zolt wanted to open up this Pandora's box about the
playoff.
The AFC has only eliminated 3 teams, so there's still a weird 2 through 13 combination that just is like, please. You need this guy to screw that guy, to take that guy's wife, to take that guy's mother, and so on. We still know that it's going to need another week before you can really get into something like the NFC side actually has established.
Is there any scenario still available in which the Colts could win the division from the Titans?
I don't think they play each other again, do they?
Yes. And Tennessee would actually lose because right now Tennessee's 10-5, Indy's 9-6. Tennessee drops out there too, and Indy wins. They're flipping.
Yeah, but doesn't Tennessee have the tiebreaker over Indy?
This is where I was like, Zolt, you
really in the division, they both be 4-2.
I'd have to go back to see. Give me a quick second here. So I'm not as fast as Zolt on the team schedule thing. Let me go see what.
Let's talk about too. Like as you're looking that up, how far the Ravens have dropped. They were literally 3 weeks ago, literally with a win at like first or second in the AFC, and now look how they're 7th.
But and the reverse of that, where were the Chiefs 7-8 weeks ago?
Right, everybody thought they were down and buried.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is why you play the games.
and I distinctly recall asking the question. We were looking at all these bottom feeding teams, and we're like, you have to pick one of these teams to make the playoffs. Which is it going to be?
So the Colts still have the Jaguars left in the division and the Raiders. They did lose. They did lose to the Titans twice.
Yep, they've lost to them both times. So the Indy needs to win out, and
Tennessee's got to lose at least one.
No, they need to lose both.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, they need to lose both.
Well, I can definitely see the Colts winning out. But who does Tennessee have left?
I got it. They have the Dolphins and the Texans.
Oh.
So
I don't know if they're losing either one of those.
Well,
I
was going to say, they really haven't been lighting it up. They lost to the Steelers, who aren't squad.
Well, I think that if the Titans win the division, the Colts are getting a wild card.
And remember, the Titans did lose to the Texans already, 22-13, back in Week 11. So, yeah, hell has froze over, and anything is. Look, ever since Halloween week, the NFL has been literally a crapshoot. We have had weird crap going on where we've been, as a panel, we have been fortunate on our picks. There's no lie. We've all been very fortunate in trying to really streamline our picks. Getting half right.
Well, I think you're going to end up with the Bengals as the division winner.
And
I don't know.
Probably, I can't disagree with you on that.
And the only team out of the division. Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
So we're looking. Okay. I mean, obviously, the West, the Chiefs have it.
Yes.
Right.
They claim.
And so the South, probably Tennessee due to the tiebreaker, and you figure the Colts are getting a wild card. We already said that. The East, the Bills and the Patriots are tied.
The Bills have the division right now.
Right. Due to a tiebreaker.
Due to the tiebreaker, because they beat them twice this year, right?
But
they lost one.
You got it. They're both 9-6. You got to figure they're both getting in.
I can see that. So,
the Ravens are playing against the Rams, and then the Steelers.
But see, I think 1 through 6 is going to hold true through the rest of the season. I really do. I think that the Bengals.
Yeah, it's just that last spot. I was
going to say,
it'll be that last spot.
It's the
barring something cataclysmic. Barring something cataclysmic, I think the Colts will end up with a wild card and Tennessee will end up the division. However, it's entirely possible that the Colts could get the division. I think the Bengals, this is their division to lose. And I don't see the Browns. I think the Browns are going to beat the Steelers.
But they're not beating Cincinnati.
But they're not going to beat Cincinnati.
I wouldn't say that. Baker seems to show up against Cincinnati. He's 6 or 7-1 against Cincinnati.
He threw 4 interceptions on Saturday when all he needed was a touchdown to win that game. I don't want to hear nothing. Baker needs to go.
Okay, well, when he comes out, he beats Cincinnati on Sunday. We'll talk that in 2 weeks. We'll talk then.
Well,
but I'm telling
Baker
you,
listen,
50.
He's been a quarterback for 3 years. 54 interceptions. To how many touchdowns? No. He's average at best. He's got to go.
Here's the thing, though. You're not trying to claim that you think the Browns are going to win the division, right?
No.
Okay. So what you're actually talking about is the Browns are competing with the Raiders and the Chargers for that number 7 spot. Do you think you're going to beat either one of those two out?
No,
I don't think so either. I think you're going to end up with the Chargers over the Ravens.
That's actually exactly what I was thinking looking at.
Yep.
Of course, the Chargers, though, are Jekyll and Hyde.
Yes.
Well, how would the Chargers beat because the Ravens blew them the fuck out.
Ooh, no. Wow, that mic was seriously bad.
I'm going to go to the store and buy him a set of headphones for Christmas.
Go on Amazon. That's where I got mine.
That's where I got. These are PlayStation ones. All right, what does Junior stats say?
So
is he on board with the Ravens or the Chargers in the playoffs?
Definitely Chargers.
Yeah, I think the Chargers. But like I said, and that's the Ravens lose, the Chargers knock off their next 2, which is just getting there. The rest of the Chargers schedule is, of course, divisional. So they have the Texans and then the Broncos. I'm sorry. No, they just had the Texans. My bad. It's the Broncos and Raiders. I don't know. Well, that brings into the interesting question of the Raiders.
Yeah, that Raiders game is going to be.
Oh.
Wow, how big is that game?
Wow, that game is huge. Wow. Okay. That's a team we didn't see going.
That's why you have
Hell.
divisional games at the end.
And the Raiders have the Colts and then the Chargers.
So, yeah, Raiders ain't winning out.
They're and it's at Indy.
And let's not forget, the Bengals got to play Kansas City
This week. Now that's the big surprise. Kansas City they're like, hey, guess what? We got everything.
Well,
If they go through the motions, if they just go through the motions, and is the game in KC or in Cincy?
I think it's in Cincy. Because the Browns and Steelers had to go to Kansas City, and Kansas City had to go to Baltimore and Cincy, I believe. Or they don't play Baltimore, I don't think.
It's in Cincinnati. Ooh.
Kansas. That's this week, right?
Yes.
I can see Kansas City resting players.
Why? They want to get that number 1 spot locked up.
They already did.
They already did.
They
locked it up. They
Zorro.
clinched it last night.
They got the Zorro right next to them. Yeah.
Zorro's
right there.
I don't think they still lose it.
No, they clinched it last night.
Once you get the Zorro, you got that bad boy. It's all you. They got the Z. Yep, they got the Z.
So when we need them to beat Cincinnati, they're gonna fucking rush people and screw us.
I like how you automatically go to they're just gonna screw us. You had your chance. Oh, the Browns had their chance all season. All season. You screwed yourselves.
You choked away the Raiders game, big time.
And the Chiefs game.
And I was gonna say right out the gate, the Chiefs game.
Steelers game.
If you bring those standings back up, though, I just want to pull up a dark horse for that last spot. Miami's breathing down
Dolphins?
everybody's neck. Yep.
Tua has gotten his shit together over the last 3 weeks.
What's the damage at the moment of the
7-0 still?
It's 7-0. It's 7-0.
Why do I have 6-0 up here?
It's 7-0.
It says 6-0 here.
Yeah, I got 7 on the scoreboard on the game.
Yeah, it's 7-0. I'm watching it.
Damn ESPN. Oh, look how we update shit. 7. Yay. All right.
That's coming back.
So, like I said, scrolling on down to the NFC, where they have a slew that got eliminated yesterday.
Well, yeah.
2 spots left. 49ers, Eagles, Saints, Vikings, Falcons, and Washington.
Washington needs a shit ton to happen for them.
Yeah, I was going to say,
to get in.
Washington needs like the ultimate miracle to pull that off.
They need like 4 teams to lose out, 1 team to win out, and they need to win. I think you can consider Washington being out of that. I would say that the final 2, probably looking at the Vikings and the Niners.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Well, I know Minnesota's got to play Detroit. Right? And if I looked at that right, I think they got Detroit left. So that I could see. Nope, I was wrong. At Green Bay and then the Bears. All right, so one of the 2 ain't bad. Well,
who does Philly have?
Philly has.
Well, Green Bay's going to be resting Rodgers.
Yeah.
To heal that toe.
Yeah. As I say, the Packers and Cowboys, and the Cowboys, good God. What in the blue hell? Somebody lit a fire under them last night.
Team of Destiny.
No.
The Eagles have at Washington and then Dallas. And I don't think Dallas wants to see the Eagles in the playoffs.
Well, you're going to have
sitting at the 2 spot.
You're going to have it's Dallas is the last week for the Eagles.
Yep.
Dak and Ezekiel will be resting.
Not if they're going to sit there and try to have to play the Eagles twice back-to-back weeks. I don't think so.
I was going to say, Dallas is fighting for that top spot.
Which, that's what the Z means. It's just constant division. So nobody's really won the AFC yet either. So, I mean, if Tennessee can still get in there.
I don't think Tennessee's going to, though.
No, yeah. I don't think so. But, I mean, we think, we all kind of are in agreement that we think Kansas City will. But it's not as wide open as this one when you got Green Bay, the Rams, the Cowboys, and Tampa Bay, and hell, even Arizona's still in mix to get the number 1 seed.
Arizona's on a bad slide. This is not the time they needed. I'd love to know what in the blue hell is going on with Arizona. They have just been on the ultimate downfall. It's happened kind of like Pittsburgh last year.
It happened. It happened after Murray got hurt and then was out for 4 weeks.
And this week, guess who you got to go play? At Dallas.
I think that Washington game for Dallas was an anomaly. You're not putting 56 on the board against the Cardinals. You might get 30, but you're not.
Well, remember the Cardinals have lost 4 good defensive players in the past month.
I understand that, but you're talking about Washington was playing with third stringers and practice squad guys.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I couldn't get my microphone up fast enough. I did finally clear my nose out, though. Oh, my God.
Yeah, the Cards have at Dallas and then versus the Seahawks, which against the Seahawks, it's at home. They've clinched the playoff spot, technically. So
Dolphins just fumbled and recovered at the 30. They were in the red zone, too. Got hit from behind.
So I could see Arizona falling all the way to 7.
Possibly.
This is a big game for the Saints and Dolphins for one of them to try to
for both squads. It's huge.
If the Dolphins win, that puts them further into the playoff picture.
Well,
it'll put Miami at 8 and 7,
right up there with the other 3.
That put them? Well,
they beat the Ravens.
Question: do they get put up to 7 and knock out Baltimore?
Hey, all I know is that there's 4 teams tied for 1 spot with 2 weeks to go in that scenario. Which, my God, it's my fantasy football league.
I mean, think about this, how big it comes to the division, and look at Baltimore's record within the division.
Yeah, and it's not good. That is not good. That is seriously ugly.
The best you could hope for is 2-4 in the division. Because all you have left is the Steelers.
Yeah. And Suds already said it. He goes, how bad is it that all the Browns need the Pittsburgh Steelers to turn around and beat the Ravens? And it was the other way around a few years ago. And it was like, oops. It's like, yeah, if the Ravens absolutely have to have that win in the last week, it's going to be interesting.
It makes it hard to make your picks for the week too.
Oh, it's going to be bananas to try to make picks. It really is.
You want to? I was going to say, oh, damn it! If you want to bring back up the NFC thing, it leads into another question I was going to ask, and I threw it in the chat right when we started. Green Bay, Dallas, Rams, Tampa Bay, Arizona. You got 5 teams. As of right now, rank those 5 teams with how dangerous you think they are. I think we'd all agree Arizona's on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Brady has looked like shit the last 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes,
So as of right now, honestly, in my opinion, it would be down to Green Bay and Dallas. That's just me. And Green Bay really wasn't all that impressive against the Browns on Christmas.
No, they weren't. That's I'm like, ugh. And that's kind of the weird thing is all of those guys are all the top 5 can all be Jekyll and Hyde at any time.
I'm more worried about Dallas than I am Green Bay.
Yeah, that's kind of the scary thing is Dallas can literally go on a runaway tear here and go, hey, all right, we got this.
Taysom Hill hurt again or something?
Yes.
Yes.
He's out. He was out.
I knew I should have changed my pick then.
Yeah, I was kind of PO'd about that one too because I was like, damn it. I knew that everybody was going out on the freaking COVID again after the picks.
No faith in Mr. Book.
Oh, I'm thinking it was. Oh shit, I forgot about. Well,
Simeon's out too.
Yeah, Simeon's out too.
It's Ian
Book. It's the fourth string quarterback.
Yeah. Only one I'd be comfortable with would be Taysom Hill, and that's not even saying I'm that confident. I'm like at 40% confidence in him. But that's because of his running ability at this point.
If Hill was in this game, it would be totally different. I'm very sure of it.
Well, I will say this. I mean, the Saints gave us a Blake Bortles sighting today, or this week. So yeah, that's always impressive when Blake Bortles, we see him, or at least mentioned.
Yeah, you see him more mentioned than fucking Josh Rosen.
Yeah, Dallas, I think, it hit the stride the right.
That's just it. Are they now firing on all cylinders, or did they just have one game where everybody popped off? That's going to be the question.
That defense has been on point in the past few weeks, and am I kicking myself for not trying to go grab Dallas's defense? You're damn right I am. But
dude, sure. In my Yahoo league this week, I picked up Dallas's defense and started them, and I picked up Michael Carter. Holy shit! Did I get some points this week?
Sure. The Dallas defense has been great all season. I'll give you that, George. However, it has been hit or miss with the offense. One week Zeke has it, next week Prescott's good. This week was the first week where they all hit on all cylinders, and I don't expect it to continue through this week and the rest of the season.
And like I said, but that's the past 5 weeks that defense has been on point, and it's like if you've got a defense that's kicking, like you said, hitting on all cylinders at the right time, it can propel you for the next month and 2 weeks. It really could.
I mean, when you really think about it, it's always who's getting hot at the right time. I mean, and at this point, the only one that's really hot at this time, I mean, would technically be Dallas.
Yeah, because it sure isn't any of the other ones. Green Bay's been playing everybody who's under 500. It's like,
right.
Woo, and almost losing. It's like, okay.
Yeah, they've been playing down to their competition.
Right.
Well, I mean, think about it. The only reason they beat the Ravens is because they went for 2 instead of using Tucker.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. But that was kind of funny on my read at that yesterday. Hey, Baltimore, you want to see how to go for 2? Check out Chicago. Does the 2-point conversion save Matt Nagy's job? Nope.
Probably not.
No.
Great while it happens, it's not going to save your job, bud.
Nope.
I don't think he's getting fired.
Nagy?
No, I really don't. I don't think he's getting fired.
Well, I left the comment up there. Mike's definitely looking. He wants Pittsburgh's. He wants Pittsburgh's guy out of there. Tomlin looked like he was just beside himself yesterday. I don't know. I mean, I don't think Tomlin's going to get the boot, but I don't know if Tomlin might just walk.
That's kind of what the talk seems to be, that they might just walk. He hasn't had a losing season since he's been there.
But, I mean, Belichick didn't give up after having a crappy year last year, and he came back, and right now they're in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, but Belichick's got a lot younger talent, a lot better prospects,
and a better staff,
and a better coaching staff than.
Yeah, but these guys are, it's kind of like they're his guy. I mean, he brought them in. I mean, can he seriously afford to blow it all up? I mean, if he just walks, who the hell does Pittsburgh go get?
Another underserved African American coach, to be quite honest with you, and I don't say that as a derogatory comment. The Rooney Rule exists because of the Rooneys. So,
or do you try to get Leftwich from Tampa if he doesn't go to Jacksonville?
Maybe.
I think Leftwich would go to Jacksonville. I think Leftwich would go to Jacksonville.
Or,
Bieniemy's out there too.
But I don't think he's ready to be a head coach, to be honest with you.
I was just going to say, but I think he likes right where he's at right now, because he knows that Andy isn't going to be around that much longer himself either.
Well, so
Andy's on up there in age too.
I think Bieniemy like Josh McDaniels, to where he'll just stick around and take the job once like Billy Boy's out, McDaniel steps in. Just same with Reed. Makes sense.
Yeah, I think Bieniemy's the heir apparent over there in KC.
I do too.
He's had quite a few interviews, and he's not taken any of the jobs. You know what I'm saying? That he's been offered. So maybe he knows, like you said, that Andy's got his years. Like maybe he knows more behind the scenes that Andy's only got maybe a year or two. Just ride it out.
Yep, absolutely.
Now, I mean, Patrick Mahomes has got, 3 years left on his contract?
Oh, now that's a new 5-year deal he signed. He ain't going nowhere for a long time.
He'll retire as a chief.
He'll retire as a chief, but...
Petty just flipped that bad boy to a 5-year deal. So, yeah, he ain't going nowhere too far too fast. I mean, I could see Jack Del Rio in Pittsburgh. I'm not saying I'd be happy about it. I'm just saying.
We would be happy about it. Steelers fans would be fucking rioting.
Steelers fans would be going bonkers for it. I wouldn't be happy about it whatsoever. Because
I think Steelers fans would rather have you go dig up Chuck Noll and fucking let him coach.
No, Del Rio would Del Rio, especially, to try to solidify and work with that defense that's currently on hand, it'd make things interesting. God knows you just have to go out. You have to go find a damn quarterback because Pittsburgh needs a quarterback. Something bad.
I wouldn't be shocked.
The Wilson thing does scare me.
I wouldn't be shocked if somebody threw a number out at Del Rio.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I could see I could see the Bears, but I don't think Nagy's going anywhere.
What about the Raiders? They're going to need a coach.
He already was.
He already was the coach of the Raiders.
He already was the coach of the Raiders.
I'm not saying Del Rio. I mean, like, who the hell are they going to go and get? Could Tomlin leave Pittsburgh and then jump ship to Vegas?
No. I think if Tomlin...
Wait a minute. That's not really a far-fetched thought, though.
If Tomlin leaves Pittsburgh, he won't go coach anywhere else. I think if he leaves Pittsburgh, he'll go to college and coach there, but he won't coach anywhere else in the pros out of respect for the
Roonies.
The Roonies.
Just like Howard.
Yes.
Just like Howard.
He could always go back to Minnesota, too. If they fire Zimmer.
He could. But again, I don't think he will.
A lot of Steelers coaches don't. Once they leave Pittsburgh, that's kind of the end-all, be-all.
Yeah, it usually is. And he's been the head coach since 2007, so that's 14 years. Damn, 14 years. They keep coaches a long damn time, don't they?
Let me ask you guys this, though. What do you think is now that Zolt's back, he can answer this, too. What are you going to have more of? Quarterback switching teams or coaches?
Coaches. Always coaches.
Always coaches? There seems to be a lot of quarterbacks.
Hang on. Are we talking pro or are we talking college? I don't even know what we're talking. Okay.
Pro.
Yeah, it's still going to be coaches. I mean, what? Nagy's gone. We know Nagy's gone. I think he knows.
So.
I think he's gone.
I don't think so. I think he's somehow gonna stick around.
I mean, look at the teams that'll need coaches. You know, Houston's gonna need one. The Raiders. I mean, so say Nagy gets booted. There's talks that Pete Carroll might be out in Seattle.
Well, looking a little follow-up here. Tomlin signed a 3-year contract extension to remain the Steelers' head coach this past April to stay on through 2024. So he's in for another 3. I mean,
doesn't mean he can't retire.
I don't disagree. I get that. I get that.
Put it up, not George. I seen him look. He took that ear out to see if he heard it, and all of a sudden I seen it pop up, and George was looking elsewhere.
I was waiting for it to pop up, and it wasn't popping up, and I'm like, well, somebody's got to handle this.
See, that's what I love about having him as the teammate in on this thing, because he can definitely now see that's when you've got a guy who knows how to work things. It's awesome.
Don't get me wrong. There was 10 full seconds there of panic as I'm trying to remember how the hell to do this.
But you did it. But you still did it.
What is this?
That's much better than we can say than some other former organization that we were a part of.
The only thing that we fucked up was just we did the exit for the intro and the intro for the exit.
It was still well done.
Yeah, it was perfect.
It was still well done.
I told Zoe we should have done the hot dog song we do for breaks. That should have been the end all be all to go out on that.
Well, speaking of which, that even got redone a little bit.
Are you kidding? I should have found some like copyrighted song and just like played it as the outro.
Yeah, then we would have been booted off. So speaking of which, let's tag that new little updated mid-show break now before we get into our picks.
Potty break.
I was walking around with my hound one day. She come along with a poodle and it started to play. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, ooh, hot dog. I said, honey, all purpose of drawing attention. She said, come on inside, I'll show you the whole collection. Hot dog, yeah, hot dog, hot dog, ooh, hot dog. With this woman child, she dealt me 3 of a kind and every one of them wild. Hot dog, hot dog, yeah, hot dog, ooh, hot dog. She said, let's spin the bottle, and we spun it mightily. When the spunner got to spinning, it was pointed at me. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. I think I'm getting lucky. Hot dog, I might be getting me some. She had an nymphomaniac sister. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, ooh, hot dog. We went out for ice cream, and I said, honey, I'm down to my stick. She said, my mouth is so dry, I wish I had something to lick. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, oh, hot dog, ooh, hot dog, hot dog. I might be getting lucky. It's hot.
Yeah, Zol, you sat down right as Bryce's new little slide popped.
I saw that. Good for them.
Yeah, he's already turned around and is putting his own little crew together. He's he's going to be getting a Sudbury on his panel. He's talking to Gabriel.
Risky business. Risky business.
Well, it brings the more intelligent aspect of the Sudburys into play. He's got mom's brains and looks, so you know. So that already is a plus. And
I did put up the new one, by the way. As you can see, I switched it around. I have the new one where it's the F Ohio State, which I love.
Yeah. So, like I said, Bryce has got a couple of school buddies that he's going to try to talk to, and even one of his bowling teammates. And I was like, all right, sounds like he's got his little posse ready to rock and roll. And I was like, well, all right, I guess I better hurry up and get an intro ready.
So what's this? Is it going to be a Saturday morning thing?
I don't. Well, actually, probably not, because Saturday mornings, I think 3 out of the 5 will be bowling. So I don't.
Right, on a bowling alley.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say yeah. No, at the moment, if I had to guess, it'd probably be a Sunday morning ordeal with them. Because I think that was kind of like the only time we could really figure out if you talked to everybody when they were going to be, it's like, when's everybody home? So I think more kind of Sunday morning, 11 o'clock ish or noonish. But I was like, hey, knock your socks off. I'm like, you guys figure out when you want to do it, and we'll turn around and put it together. He's already been down here playing around, and I've shown him, all right, this is how you get into StreamYard. And I was like, this is how everything plays. And he's like, all right. And then all of a sudden, he's like, let me at the controls. And I'm going, just be careful you don't delete anything.
Are they going to try to roll it live, or are they just going to tape it?
Yeah, he wants to do it live. Because I thought about that too. I was like, we can just record it and let you guys, get. I said we can turn around and let you guys have a practice run at it first and see what you think. And I asked him, I said, as far as topics and kind of breakdown, I says, you figure half an hour or an hour? I'm like, rough time frame. And I'm thinking at the moment to start it, they may go half an hour and we'll see how it goes. But he was saying a full hour. And I was like, oh, all right. If you can stretch it that long. But I think with the 5 guys that he's got, I'm like, yeah, it could happen. It could work. But I said, yeah. I says, well, don't be afraid. Whatever it comes out to be, it comes out to be. I says, and you just wing it from there.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing how much time you can fill with actual preparation. We wouldn't know about that, but I'm just telling you.
Fair point.
We do a hell of a job with just cramming 2 hours. I mean, I sit here and go, man, how did we fill 3? And it's like, we filled 3, and it's like, we thought we were going to be hurt and just crunch it down to 2. But, when you shorten the numbers because people are bowling, that kind of helps.
That was back in the day. We actually used to do topics and shit.
Well, we still do the topics. There's a natural flow with current company presented that we know how to feed off of each other intelligently.
Well, I mean, we used to do things like greatest baseball players. I remember that topic. I still have that written down somewhere on a notepad somewhere.
Right now, baseball has said,
"Oh yeah,
going on."
Great.
So,
greatest replacement player.
That's the new NFL.
Hey, and that's when there were no sports on.
We hit wide receivers. We were talking catches very early on the show. I wanted to bring something up. Rookie wide receiver. Currently ranks second in the NFL in catches over the last 4 weeks. Third in yards over the last 4 weeks. And just joined your friend and mine, Odell Beckham, as the only other rookie now to catch 8 passes in 4 straight games.
Number 1?
That's Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to say it was Chase.
No, it's not Chase.
He's actually another one picked up in that Yahoo league. So there was the 3 players that I picked up, and they fucking blew up this weekend.
Yeah.
Why can't that shit happen every time you pick somebody up off the waiver wire?
I mean, to be perfectly honest, not that I think he was in any grave danger, but I don't want to go as far as to say it saved Dan Campbell's job. But the fact that there's actually been some progression on some of these young players, it's a good thing to see.
Mm-hmm.
They're still going to suck next year.
Well, let's go back because I wanted to bring that up because Weiss and them in the morning have even said, if you go back to look at the Lions games on how close a lot of those games were, you flip that and they're a playoff team. It's like, hello, how close are you? And literally comparing it almost to fantasy football. It depends who you play when they play them, and when you're playing these guys. you were almost, it's like you flip it around for all of those so close ones with the field goals. You flip those off, you're talking about a playoff team.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt they're a completely different team now than they were at the beginning of the year. Just, I mean, and that happens. They're so young of a team. That's going to happen. There's some good stuff there. I'm gonna upgrade it from needing 48 players to actually be an NFL roster to needing maybe 40 players to actually be an NFL roster. It's better. It's still not good, but it's better than it was looking.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all.
All right. Now Zolt's injury list, because unlike before, I'm prepared now. So speaking of Lions wide receivers, anybody that grabbed Josh Reynolds, he just went on the COVID list, so just drop him. Also on the COVID list, Mike Evans. More people probably have Mike Evans than have Josh Reynolds. James Robinson owners. Yeah.
Hey, I'm just glad I'm done with being in playoffs.
Yeah. Achilles tear. That's no fun. Although, if you ask Cam Akers, an Achilles tear isn't that huge of a deal, because he had one in July and he's back, which is kind of insane.
And I had people on COVID, and I went and I picked up Cam Akers.
Yeah. Honestly, if you hadn't, that was going to be my ad for Mr. Who the hell am I dropping? I can't even remember. If anybody actually still has Dan Arnold on your roster, I mean, he's on the COVID list. And seriously, if you have him, what are you doing with your life? Right. Julio ended up on the COVID list.
He's been on it.
I didn't know he was playing still.
At least he didn't get hurt.
You might as well at this point.
I was gonna say, really?
CEH.
He's done this year because of injuries and shit.
Yeah, I mean, certainly not what Tennessee wanted out of him. That's for sure. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, good old CEH, considered week to week, which is good because initially he broke his collarbone.
Yeah, that looked ugly.
I'm not drafting his ass next year.
You know what? When he's out there,
he's good.
He's good. I mean, he's putting up numbers. The problem is,
stay out there.
Yeah, that's the issue. David Johnson, Lord knows, cannot complete a season, so added to the COVID list. James Conner, day to day, heel injury.
But I tell you what, Edmonds looked sharp the other night, though.
Damn right he did. That scared the hell out of me.
I had him on the bench because I didn't know he was playing. And I saw all his points, and I was very, very upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a day late and a dollar short in my Zolt League pick.
Yeah, that was it. That was exactly it, because I started off gangbusters with my two wide receivers, and I'm feeling good. And then he gets one running back going, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yep. It was a nice. I was like, thank you. I'm like, I may be done in Zolt's league, but at least he can give it to Zolt on the way out the door.
Mike Williams for the Chargers, still not going to be eligible this week.
Well, what about Guyton?
I haven't come across him yet. We'll see. Jimmy G.
Trey Lance time.
Where are they? Where are they? I'll be taking the Texans.
Wow.
All right. Yeah. What is that? The sprained thumb? Fractured thumb? Something like that? Let's see. What other fun things do we have here? Yep. Nobody cares about it. That's all defense. Nobody cares. Oh, yeah. Sprain and fracture in thumb. That's Jimmy G. Cam Akers looking to make a season debut this week. Oh, speaking of which, Darrell Henderson. that's the guy I'm dropping because he's on IR.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and he was already out once.
He
And
was.
it's like, damn.
Well, and some of the stuff playing so damn good right now that Darryl just kind of lost his spot anyhow.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was just, man, I mean, when he was playing and he was the guy, he was putting up great numbers. Trust me, I had him. And then all of a sudden, Sony Michel comes in. Cam Akers is now back. It's all right. It's all right. I don't need him. It's fine. It's fine.
It's a good problem for the Rams to have.
Ain't no doubt.
Three
Ain't
good
no doubt.
running backs. Van Jefferson coming right on in at the right time. Woods going out, Odell in just for S&G factor doesn't hurt, I guess.
Right on.
For entertainment value.
Guyton, I have no info on whether he's coming off the list or not. Obviously, he.
I hope he does. That kid has busted his ass.
Yep.
And when he's in the game, he is golden. He is.
That's the injury news. Congrats. Not listed the 400 other players that tested positive that are not fantasy relevant.
Right.
All right.
Well, you didn't bring up the fact that the Browns they brought Clowney and all the guys off of the list.
I said relevant.
At least we got the win. At this point, I'm so done with the Browns because I'm looking forward to Friday. Like, I could give a shit less what they do this week.
Hey.
Just couldn't resist. I'm sorry.
I don't even know what the hell they say in that video because I can't hear it.
Mr. Pitiful.
Mr. Pitiful. It goes, oh, Mr. Pitiful.
And you guys will all be on this fucking ass fucking next year, too.
He won't be here next
I
year.
hate to bring this up, but ever since I got the jersey, shit ain't been right.
They fucking burn that bitch and fucking make it right.
I'm just saying.
I don't think
saying.
I know it's an option here.
Ever since I fulfilled the bet and I got the jersey, it hasn't been right since.
I know it's an option year next year for him, but I really don't think he's going to be here. I don't.
That's fine. Just go get the mannequin out, bring it back up, put it in the fucking storefront, so we can go through all the fucking 20,000 quarterbacks again until we find the right one.
He's not getting better. That's my problem.
That's his problem.
Well,
you can count on Baker at least once a game to throw a key interception that will cost you the game. You can count on it. It'll cost you a drive or it'll cost you the game. He's not learning. That's the problem. He's not getting better. He's not fixing that mistake. Brady fixes those mistakes. Peyton Manning fixes those mistakes. Drew Brees fixes those mistakes. The high-level upper echelon quarterbacks fix those mistakes. He doesn't. He's a mid-tier quarterback at best.
I mean,
you have an all-star elite running back tandem in Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb.
Go with here in the quarter because of the stupid-ass coaches.
So either you need to fire your offensive coordinator and go back to a run-first offense where you throw little out routes with Baker, or you get rid of Baker and you find somebody that can do the job and can learn.
Actually, they fired the offensive coordinator, which is why Stefanski's doing the play calling, because he did already fire the OC like 7 weeks ago. So
then you need to get a better offensive coordinator because Stefanski can't do it.
Here's one thing: what happened to the fucking bootlegs that were working out just fine? They stopped doing it.
They stopped doing a lot of stuff that they did last year that worked great.
Yeah. So that falls on coaching, which has been off the charts for him this year.
I'm not.
Stefanski.
Listen, I am not holding the coaching blameless because yes, it needs to be held accountable as well. But when you can count on Baker to throw one interception a game that will kill a drive, and he's not fixing that mistake, or minimizing it, then he's also a problem.
We said it early on in weeks 5 or 6. We said, is the book out on Mahomes? Have people figured him out? Bruiser just said it. You turn around, you learn from it, you evolve. Apparently, Patrick has figured something out. It took him 5-6 weeks and evolved.
But he got better.
And there it is. Adam, Gary Tollett, even for the first time, even said yesterday on one of his Facebook posts, he has been a supporter this whole time. He said, but after seeing the game on Christmas, he's done. He said Baker is not the right guy. There's something wrong, and he can't fix it. Bruiser's just reiterating that point. I mean, there's something wrong that he can't fix.
There's a mental block there that he can't get past. Whether it's putting too much on himself, you know what I mean? But there's something there. And you had a perfect opportunity in the Chiefs game, and you blew it. You had an opportunity in the Steelers game, and you blew it. You had an opportunity in the Packers game, and you blew it. You reverse those. That's 3 wins. That puts you at 10-5 and in the top 3 spots in the playoffs at the moment.
And puts you beating literally a division-leading Super Bowl favored team on top of it.
Correct.
You could have led that team. You could have led Cleveland right down the field, got the field goal, win the game, and all of a sudden you're a hero.
Quit trying to go. I see him trying to go for the heroic touchdown far too often.
And it's not necessary.
It's the field
it
position.
Isn't necessary, especially for example.
Look, Woody Hayes.
You've got plenty of time. You don't need to rush it.
Woody Hayes whooped the shit out of the Michigan Wolverines for years with 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Okay, I have a question. I'm not in the same boat as you guys. I'm not watching Baker every week. Looking very briefly here at numbers between the two, am I totally out of the realm to say that Baker is a poor man's Brett Favre through the first 4 years?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. The other thing, though, with Baker and the comparison to Brett Favre, Baker's got the arm like Favre did. Like, he can wing it. You know, he's a gunslinger. Yeah. He'll throw it. He's going to make a lot of mistakes, just like Brett Favre did. But again, Brett could fix him.
Well, not in Atlanta, he couldn't.
No, but he went to Green Bay and got with the right offensive coordinator and the right coach. He had Andy Reid. I mean, think about it. He had Holmgren and Andy Reid.
Right.
And he found the right system that worked for him, and he had a defense. He had Reggie White the one year as a defensive end. You're telling me that Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett with a solid middle linebacker couldn't anchor that defense to give the Browns enough room to score 17 to 21 points to win on a weekly basis or a consistent basis?
Right.
You have a decent secondary.
And it does point back to them. Then it does point back to the coaching and Stefanski.
But it also filters down to your quarterback's coach too.
Yeah.
If your head coach is not disseminating the information properly to your OC, who in turn is not disseminating the information properly down to the position coaches, who are not breaking it down in the meeting rooms properly, then you have a cascade of failures all the way up the chain. And I think Stefanski's a great head coach. I really do. I think he's got terrible coordinators, and I think he's got terrible position coaches.
To take my Brett Favre comparison and just put a cap on it, I said he's a poor man's Brett Favre, or at least I compared him to that. Just keep in mind that you're a year away from him not being anybody's poor man to anything because he's getting paid by somebody.
He's got an option year this coming up year, which I think the Browns will exercise, which means he'll ball out.
Yeah. If he can stay healthy,
he may re-sign with the Browns, or the Browns might try to re-sign him and forego the option.
And trade him for who?
I don't think they trade him. The only trade that I would see the Browns entertaining, and it's a long shot, but I would send Baker and a first to Seattle for Wilson.
I was just going to say the Seattle ordeal would come back into play again because we brought that up before.
That is the only trade I could see the Browns entertaining.
Don't tell Bryce.
And oddly enough, Cleveland is not on Russell Wilson's no trade list.
Yeah. Akers, go back to bowling.
I assume we're about to move on to the picks, so I got numbers.
Yes.
I already put mine in, so
them.
I'm going to bail because I got to go look for something.
Oh, okie dokie, sir. Well, appreciate it as always.
Yep.
We'll catch up with you in the new year.
Good to see
Indeed. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy to you too, sir.
We got 4 games with double-digit spreads.
I only see 3 fingers.
Now, as far as over-unders, I think I saw one that's above 50. But here's the kicker. We have 2 over-unders of 38 this week.
Whoa.
Well, I'm getting Seattle, Detroit.
Oh, I was going to say Seattle and Detroit. That is definitely one of them.
Nope.
Steelers.
Stealing my thunder. The Browns and
Nope.
the Steelers too.
You got neither one.
Wow. Oh, that's got to be the Bears and Giants.
Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, okay.
Bears and Giants is 1.
Eagles of Washington?
Or
No.
Panthers at Saints.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that all depends on who's quarterbacking for the Saints.
Well, the Panthers just put 14 more guys on the COVID list today. They sent, like, everybody home. Like, literally, they said, everybody go home.
It's bad. I mean, hell, they sent everybody. They wouldn't let fucking any of the media into the Georgia or Michigan practices today because COVID's so bad down in Florida.
Hell no, keep everybody out.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that team that has to fucking take a loss because of COVID, goddammit.
That's right. And if Harbaugh is smart, he's saying, hey, this is a job. We ain't won squat. We have to get through this game. Once we get through this game, we can worry about the next game later.
Well, hell, they wouldn't.
You still can't party. You still can't go party because you still have a job to do.
Yep.
That's the way Ohio State treated it. Is we have a job to do. They went
And
through
it's kind of
the
like it's been all year, though.
and then went through the second game. You know.
It's just a shame how quickly this shit's spreading right now. Like, it's ungodly real. Like, I think I saw a stat one. What was it? NFL players. There was like 200 and some odd players that at that time when I read it were on the COVID list. And they said that's like 10% of the league.
Well, the other problem at the moment, though, too, is that a lot of these guys are saying it's coming up as false positives. And we get back into that argument again.
Well, now Gail sent me something today that something with the CDC, or somebody was saying that now the quarantine time has went from 10 days to 5 days. They shortened it.
If you're asymptomatic.
If you're asymptomatic.
If you have no symptoms, yes, the CDC just shortened your quarantine to 5 days.
So it's kind of weird. It is definitely kind of weird. All right. Break that out. And where is Bruiser just kicked over his picks. And so, of course, it's not in order. Thanks a lot. You know, I posted it in order. It's like, come on, man. He's
Somebody's
like,
not having it.
Yeah, he ain't having none of that.
Come on, little man. We'll teach you.
He's
See how well
done with you people. He's listened to enough of your crap.
I guess so.
Bears. Yeah, he did not even put this in order. Like, thanks.
Well, that's what I was doing when you guys were talking kind of about the whole Baker thing. Like, I'm listening, but I'm going through, and I went in order from, like, I kept going back from your chat to my notes and putting them in the order that you put.
Yeah, he is all over the place. I'm like, what week did he pick? I hope he was looking at the right week.
Mine was okay last week, wasn't it, that I sent you?
Yeah. You're all right.
I'm saying, like, as in an order. I tried to keep it where I just went off ESPN, like 1 o'clock games, and separate it from the 4 to 8 and so on.
Yeah. You guys and the friggin' 49ers. I told you. I'm telling you all right now. That ship's going down. It's going down fast.
So that means Lance will start Saturday or Sunday, right?
Yeah. Big deal. Big freaking deal. Dolphins still putting on a clinic?
Last check was still 10-0. I'll check it again for you. I turned it off for a minute. 10-3. About a minute left before the half.
Huh.
Reviewing.
Wow.
Well, the thing, if you really think about it, though, this isn't that bad of a game. The only touchdown was a pick 6. So technically, you take away the pick 6, it's a 3-3 game.
It's a prison inmate game. Jesus.
We kind of expected it to be anyhow. I mean, 2 of 13 of 15 for 103. Ian Book's 5 of 7 for 52 with the pick. I mean, Kamara's got 7 carries for only 17 yards.
Damn.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a defensive shit show at this point, kind of per se. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean that's everybody jump on Kamara, and then
Right.
make the QB beat you if he can.
Right.
Being as his first start as a rookie.
Which, hey, some have done well. You know?
I got it on now. There's 39 seconds, and they're doing a ruling on the field. There's a pass complete. That's what it was ruled incomplete, I guess. They were reviewing a pass.
Dave, where did you go?
Probably changing a diaper or feeding a little man.
I'm here. I'll be back as soon as I can, but I'm here.
Oh, all right. I was gonna say he might be changing it. It might be a diaper change.
I'm handling some business right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully not getting peed on.
AKA diaper. Or just full out changing. All right. Well,
this is true. Occasionally, it's not just him getting changed.
Oops. Uh-oh. That means there was an explosion. Oops.
Don't miss them days.
I don't miss them days.
The up the back, the side.
Yeah.
There has definitely been an uptick of single item loads of laundry.
That's Dave. That's when you throw everything in the wash all in one load.
I remember there was a meme that was going around that said at this point, what was it, like a kid had an explosive one where it was like all over the place, and they're like, that's when you just throw the whole kit away too.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's still wouldn't change anything for the world though. I like when they were that little. Bryce was a lot of fun when he was that little. He really was.
I'll tell you what, we got lucky. Piper was a good, like, all we had to do was, like, she'd get fussy, check her for, if she needed a diaper change, or give her the bottle and put her in she had for whatever reason, she had this, like, one of the new thing, the bassinets that, like, you can just lay them in there kind of upright that would, like, vibrate and shit or whatever. Dude, she loved that thing. She'd sleep in that thing for hours. Like, we just would leave her in that and just keep an eye on her.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the one thing we had with Bryce was the breathing treatment things, and we didn't figure that out until all the allergies and finding out he was allergic to the cats. And then, he never was a big fan of having anything on his face, so that kind of deterred that.
Good job. Good timing.
Nice. Don't ruin the sweater.
All right, let's make some picks.
All right. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Okay. First up. God, yeah, I mean, the Eagles need it. So, I mean, Eagles at Washington.
Please don't tell me that Washington's favored in this one.
No, the Eagles are favored by 3.
Okay.
And you could argue that, Washington might have a bounce back game. I mean, you would hope that they would have some kind of fight after that. Just hopefully not amongst themselves this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I cannot put a finger on Philly. I don't know from week to week what the hell they're doing, but they're winning most of the time.
Most of it. Well,
yeah.
They're 50-50. It's like you just sit there and look at this game and go, can they both lose? And just get them out of the way.
You know what? They could. Somehow they might.
Just so you guys, Jason Sanders is attempting a 59-yard field goal at the half, but they just called timeout on him.
For
Miami.
Yeah, okay.
His longest is 56, so we'll see.
Yeah.
It's even hard to pick a tie between these two.
Yeah. I mean, wait a minute. There we go. There's something else we could do. Check the weather.
Yeah, at this point, the only reason I'm leaning towards the Eagles is because of Hurts, and that's it.
Are you kidding? Did you see how crappy he went? Ooh. Yee. Well, it's going to be a little warm. In fact, it's going to be extremely warm. Saturday, 58 degrees and some rain. That's extremely warm.
What about Sunday, though?
Sorry. Sunday is, it's Saturday and Sunday. They're both the same. Except the rain is more scattered. Scattered showers on Sunday.
He missed the field goal. He had the distance, but he missed it to the right.
That's what she said. Hey, hey, hey.
We have been slipping on the that's what she said on the show.
So, scattered rain and almost 60 degrees.
Okay, so far this game has gotten a minute and a half more than it's worth.
Yes.
Give me the Eagles.
The Eagles. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go on that.
I just don't trust Washington right now.
No, that's exactly it.
Panthers at the Saints.
Next.
I mean, give me the Saints.
I'm
fine,
taking the
whatever.
Saints. Yeah. I'm
I don't
taking the
trust
Taysom should be back. I want the Saints.
Get this though, that's an over/under of 38, and the Saints are favored by 7.5.
Holy shit.
Holy crap.
I trust COVID more than the Panthers at this point. Sorry, I didn't make you check. I could have waited till you were.
Please.
I was reaching for mine. I got mine sitting here off camera too. I'm like, what? Wow.
This is an expensive laptop, sir.
Oh, holy crap.
I realized as I said that, I'm like, oh shit, Zol's taking a drink. Fuck.
Yeah, I had mine sitting right here. I was just about to, too. Wow. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Let me guess. This next one is our biggin. I mean, how could they not put 60 up on this?
I mean,
The Bucks at the Jets.
45.5. 45.5.
And the spread is 17?
13.5. So, I mean, yeah, Bucks are still favored by basically 2 touchdowns.
With a depleted roster at that.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
He's got a bounce back game. He's had such shitty the last 2 weeks in fantasy. He's got to do something this week.
Next up.
What I was gonna say, what's he gonna have around him though?
Yeah. Well, look what he did with almost nothing. And Antonio Brown is due back this week, correct?
He played last week, I thought.
No, I thought it was in practice last week. I don't think he played.
He's got 111. He had 111 points on my fantasy.
Did he? Oh. All right.
Yes.
Well,
Scotty Miller got a big fat 0.
Yeah, he brought in 10 of 15 for 101.
Okay. Next up, Dolphins at the Titans. Bruiser took the Dolphins. But this is a must-win game for Tennessee, and especially at home.
Right.
I mean,
Wouldn't it also be a must-win for Miami?
Yeah. Oh.
I'm still going Titans. They got A.J. Brown back, and my God, he came back.
With a vengeance.
Yeah, he was ready to go.
I know how they brought up the stat at one point where they showed his stats versus Debo's, and they were literally like 2 yards apart from each other. That was holy shit.
I mean, as somebody who had A.J. Brown on his fantasy team last year, the numbers he could put up when he played were just incredible.
But that's when he played.
Yeah, that's just it.
That's the problem.
But he's playing now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking the Titans just because they're at home, and I think they got they got more to lose if they lose, considering they're up there in second place in the AFC right now with the chance to still get first if Kansas City could get beat by Cincy.
Jags at Patriots.
Okay, spread is 15.5.
Wow.
the over-under is 41.5.
38-3.
Over under. Oh, hey, we'll take the over by obvious reasons, and we'll gladly give up the 15.
We'll take the over, and it's only going to be New England.
Yeah. Next up, Raiders at the Colts.
Good game. This could actually be a good game.
I'm still leaning with the Colts. I think Carr is Houdini.
I'm thinking
you're gonna shit yourself when I say this. I trust Wentz more than I trust Carr.
I am 100% backtracking on everything I said in the preseason regarding Carson Wentz. Everything. I could not have been more wrong. I'm not going to say he's gone out here and turned himself into Aaron Rodgers, but at the same time, he's been exactly what they needed him to be.
Starting to rejuvenate himself. Indy.
So
Yeah.
Colts are favored by 7.5. I think Colts win this by like 12.
Agreed. Now, next up, the game, and we know this will be the game on at 1 o'clock nationwide. The Chiefs at the Bengals. We know this is going to be the 1 o'clock game nationwide.
I'll just say this: the Chiefs are not the Ravens.
No, but the Bengals are dropping 40s, man. The Bengals are dropping 40s.
Oh, they don't. This is a team you do not want to get into a shootout with.
I don't know. What the over is this the other big over under?
It's 49.5. So you missed 50 by a hook.
Yeah, so we should still technically say it's a 50-point freaking game for over under. What do they got the spread?
Spread is 5.5 Kansas City.
Wow. No respect.
Well, the fact of the matter is Kansas City has found a defense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's world beating, but they found themselves a defense.
Well, it's the same guys. It's the same guys that may be a newer scheme. 5.5.
And they're getting the turnovers right now.
Let me
Let
me run this down. For the past 7 games, opponents score for the last 7 games Kansas City has played: 7, 14, 9, 9, 9, 28, 10.
I'm thinking the Chiefs because they want to get that first. They want that home field, and they're going to do anything in their power to get it.
Lock it up. Lock it up. Take a week off.
Literally.
Well, 28 against the Chargers, Raiders, Broncos, Dallas, before
Pittsburgh.
Dallas kicked it in.
That's because it Raiders twice. Yeah.
Yeah, Raiders 2 times.
They held Green Bay to 7.
And the Packers, I was going to say the Packers game was a very ugly 13-7. But you let the Giants tattoo you for 17.
You know what? Maybe that was what kickstarted the whole thing. It's like, oh my God, we just let the Giants score 17 on us.
Just let 17 go by on them. Yeah,
that's a come to Jesus week.
Yeah, but the Chargers did pop up 28, and Cincinnati did even worse. I'm going with the Bengals on this one. I'm going with the Bengals.
I kind of want to, but at the same time, I think I kind of have to ride the Chiefs until they show me. I shouldn't. I mean, I was off the bandwagon when they were doing poorly, but they have done anything but play poorly lately.
Just because of the who and what is kind of like, you still let the Chargers a couple of weeks ago drop up 28. I don't know. Adam, who'd you like?
KC.
Okay. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Do I just say next? Oh, good.
Remember, this is one of the 38 for the over under or whatever, right?
Why? I was going to say, at this point, why are they? I mean, why play the game? I mean, God. Jesus. Okay. Zolt, Giants or Bears?
Bears. I mean, Bears actually have David Montgomery. The Giants, I mean, they have nothing. I mean, what the hell?
After I watched the Bears beat Seattle.
It's because even Barkley is non-existent in the Giants offense.
That's just it. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, at least when Daniel Jones was back there,
right,
something could occasionally happen.
Right.
You've got like a friggin' pylon back there now. It's just you might as well put the damn jugs machine in the backfield. Just feed it the ball and
that'd be interesting to see. One guy back there just moving it around, avoiding people, trying to, all right, now throw
it. You got some lineman whose job it is just to carry the jugs machine around.
He's got a backpack. He's just got a duck when they get ready to throw the ball.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bears. I mean, I don't care if you have Dalton starting, Fields, or even fucking Foles. I don't try long neck Glennon if that's who's going to start.
Next game, Falcons at the Bills. Jesus Christ. How about we move right along to the 49ers?
I was going to say that was
Tidbit, look at his face.
That was a 14.5 point spread there for the Buffalo game.
14.5?
Yeah.
And the over-under on that bad boy?
44.5. Here's the thing. I mean, Buffalo had that slide, and then Josh Allen goes out and has a game like this, like yesterday. And it's like, what the hell's that been the last 4 weeks?
All right, 4 o'clockers. Yeah, take note. There was no Saturday. There's no Thursday. It's all Sunday, Monday. So,
I mean, until they start postponing it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I took the Texans.
You're a brave soul.
I am not taking the Texans. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
I'm proud of you, Zolt. You stuck with your statement that I will not choose them this year, and you have it.
Adam?
I'm going 49ers because the Texans don't have Debo.
Okay.
They got Nico, but not Debo.
That's a 15.5 point spread, by the way.
Show me Texans. Let's go Mills. Outplay that Trey Lance kid.
He's going to be an asshole, and he's going to wear a fucking 49ers jersey on Sunday. You watch.
I might have to wear the Garoppolo just to be an ass. Double down on the.
Right.
He's gonna wear the Garoppolo jersey, and poor Jimmy G's gonna trip on his way into the training room and like break his ankle.
Jimmy G, oh God! If you do realize that were to happen, we're going straight to you. We're going straight to your jugular.
Broncos at the Chargers. I don't know the Chargers. I hope all the Chargers are back. That's all I gotta say.
We already know Mike Williams won't be. They've already said.
If Guyton is back, they'll be okay. Who would you like, Zolt?
One second. I'm bringing up the schedule here because I'm going back to my my up-down theory, and I have to believe this past week was a down week. So give me the Chargers. They're going to be on an up week.
Adam?
Give me the bolt. I trust Herbert more so than any of their quarterbacks in Denver.
I was going to say we're probably looking at Drew Lock starting, unless Bridgewater comes out of the concussion thing.
Next up, what I think we will end up with for the national game for us will be the Rams at the Ravens.
I thought they switched that to 1 o'clock. I know they made a schedule change on 2 games.
I was going to say I have it. I'm showing it at 1 o'clock. Although it's
switched
weird.
I just looked this up like a few hours ago. So
Yeah, they made the change for that one, and then I think it was what was the other game?
Is it Carolina, New Orleans?
Maybe. I know it was, they were like, people were bitching about what does the Saints game have to do with anything with the Rams and Ravens and the whole division shit with because they're trying to keep who fucking knows why they do this.
My page with all the spreads has it in order of, usually it's the Thursday night game, then it's the 1 o'clock games.
The rat bastards put it as the second game. Yeah.
Yeah, those two are like out of order.
Yeah, they swapped out the Panthers and Saints. I'm like, a couple hours ago, this is exactly what the hell I typed. And now all of a sudden it's totally ass backwards. The hell? Okay.
I mean, give me the Rams because I have zero faith in the Ravens right now.
You know what it is, why they did it. They want to make the national game the Cowboys and the Cards. That's what it is.
For the 4 o'clock.
Every 4 o'clock game there sucks. Every single 4 o'clock game right there is crap. The only one to be put worth on TV is the Cards at the Cowboys. That's why they did it.
I'll be watching Red Zone regardless, so I don't care.
Yeah, but that's why they did it, because they're going to make the national overall game Cards at Cowboys. All right. Zoltan, who would you like?
The Rams, Baltimore. I want Rams. Rams.
That's who I'm taking too.
Add me to that Rams list.
Yep.
Although, to be fair, the number's 3.5. So I don't know where they're coming up with that.
But it's in Baltimore.
Tucker's foot and his shoe size.
Well, why? They always go for 2.
Ooh. All right. It's the boy's birthday. I don't see the Seahawks letting down the boy on his birthday. I just don't see it happening. The Lions, I'm sorry, you're not going to win that game. I just don't see Russell Wilson disappointing Bryce on his birthday. I just don't see it happening, especially after the Bears game. I just do not see it happening. So I will take the Seahawks over the Lions at home. I don't think Russell lets that shit happen twice. And like I said, it's the boy's birthday on top of it. I really don't see it happen.
I actually think the Lions are going to play up and play an incredibly good game and lose it to Seattle on the last drive.
See, if this game was in Detroit, I might actually lean more towards picking Detroit. But because it's in Seattle, I'm leaning Seattle, and I'm going to pick Seattle.
Now, like I said, I just don't see it happening for the boy on his birthday.
Maybe we'll get lucky and have another hellacious snowstorm again.
That kid and his luck, if I asked him outright, he's going to be like, yep, it's going to be the Seahawks all day. So, since we kind of pretty much looked at it already, it looks like the Cards are at the Cowboys in Dallas. What's our spread on this, though?
Dallas by 5.5. Yeah. Now, I mean, let's face it. Dallas isn't going to come out and just do to Arizona what they just did to Washington. I mean, if they come out and do that 2 weeks in a row, we're having a whole new conversation next week.
Yes, yeah. I don't disagree with that. I do not disagree with that. And the sad thing is on how bad Kyler Murray looks right now.
Yeah, Arizona is in a funk.
It is not a good time to be on a funk, and especially
you're in the wrong direction. It's the wrong time of year.
Yep, that's exactly it.
he's come back from this injury, and he's just not the same. He's just not. He's not the same after this injury. That could be detrimental, big time. Especially if they finish out the year on this slide and just slide out.
Well, that's what somebody said earlier. They're this year's Pittsburgh at that point.
And if it makes things worse that you start off the same way next year, people would start questioning, all right, what the hell's going on? But yeah, I'm going with the Cowboys. Like I said, the defense is clicking on all cylinders. I'm definitely not going to go against them at this point. Adam, what do you think?
I'm going boys too. They're just right now. They're on the upswing, and the Cardinals are on that downswing, and I'm going to take the hot team at the moment.
Zolt?
Team of destiny. Cowboys.
Now, Bruiser, for the Sunday nighter, he took the Vikings against the Packers.
In Green Bay? Oof.
And it's in Green Bay. I wish he was kind of still on, because it'd be like, all right, what do you see? I mean, what's the spread? Is it enough?
6.5.
And what is with the weirdness here? Okay. No, I think the Packers are still phoning it in, but they still win. Adam?
Cheeseheads.
So
I don't see any reason to pick against Green Bay. I mean, the only way I would consider looking at the Vikings is if Cook was playing, and he's not. So
now for the ultimate Monday night prison inmate game.
Easy now.
Even I can't believe I gotta say it that way, but it's like, good God. How bad is this going to be?
Well, you figure the last time it was, a 15-13 or some. It was an ugly ass score then. So what is the over or under on this one? I thought it was going to be the low one, and he said it wasn't.
41.5.
Oh,
it's
Jesus.
low. It's just not 38.
It's not. Yeah, it needs to be lower than that. Just because of the way they played each other last time.
Yeah, you barely got 30 out of it. It's ugh, ugh. I don't wanna. It's bad. It's just bad.
And let's face it, loser of this game is done.
Mm-hmm.
Done. I mean, so.
The thing that the only reason I'm picking the Steelers is for the simple fact that for whatever you look at the stats, Nick Chubb is the best when it comes to getting yards per carry in the fourth quarter. But for whatever fucking reason, Stefanski pulls his ass on crucial points of a drive at the end of the game. I have a feeling he's going to do that shit again because he's just been doing it week after week. Until he stops doing that, granted, we get Hunt back. Maybe, you'll put Hunt in there instead of Chubb or something, but you can't be when you're running the ball down somebody's throat, you can't stop doing it and put the ball in, unfortunately, Baker's hands to piss the fan base off. So I'm picking the Steelers. As much as I hate to do it.
Well, we said Tomlin's not had a losing season yet. If he's 500, wins this week, loses next week, he's still 500. It's not a losing season.
But the question is, I mean, when you play next week, you get the Ravens. I mean, is Lamar even going to be back, or are they just going to be like, all right, we're out of the playoffs this year with Baltimore, so they're going to be like, all right, we'll just start Huntley or
Right. And then they get a gift win.
right.
But then again, if the Browns beat the Steelers and the Steelers go, we ain't got nothing to play for, they're benching Ben in his last hurrah. Why are they going to have him get injured in his last game?
Right.
Because it's in Baltimore, right?
I believe so, yes. So I was getting ready to check. Yeah, it's at Baltimore next week.
And what's the spread on this one, Zolt?
41.5.
No, spread.
Cleveland by 3.
Jesus.
Cleveland by.
Were they expecting McLaughlin back?
Well, I mean, let's face it. I mean, Pittsburgh has not exactly been playing well either. Their last few games have been really bad.
This is true.
I can't pick the Steelers. I just cannot do it. I can't do it. Yeah, I mean, Mike Johnson's even said it. He's just like, they are a shit show under the 3-ring circus. And I was like, ooh, that's pretty bad. So even when Mike even says he hopes the Browns win this week, it's like, well, okay, that's when you know the Steelers fans have had it. Zolt, who would you like?
I'm, as bad as you guys have been playing, the Steelers have been playing worse. Give me the Browns.
Okie dokie. We'll see what the animals come up with. Really? Sean is bored out of his mind. Yeah, we got to get Half Hill something much better as far as microphones go. It'd be nice.
I was just waiting for some spirit to come through there and just tell us like what killed them. Or that was weird.
Right? Absolutely. Alrighty.
Yep. I got to run, boys. I got to get this child behind.
I'm sitting there going, what the hell? Zolt's been. It's just like, wait a minute. I know I haven't been screwed with the borders. So like, wait a second. What's that green?
He wants to make sure he still has it. Oh, hold on.
Shit. Hang on. I got you.
Open up the window for you.
I had it.
Even put the ticker.
I was waiting for it.
He's even got the ticker. Now we know Zolt's a pro.
All right, I'm gonna run. I gotta get this kid to bed. She's up way past her bed.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here. End the show, boss. Roll the credits.
Yes, sir.